Welcome back to Markets Today. It's a Wednesday, and Wednesdays are all about ladies in technology. We are joined by Jacqueline Kiptagat, who is a system developer and also part of the team that actually facilitates mentorship for women in the STEM sector. Today, we are discussing broadly the technology trends for the year 2021. Now, we are back from the break. We would like to hear your contributions. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is in? What do you think is out? What would you like to know? We continue with this conversation, and welcome back, Jacqueline.
Thank you.
I want to take you as a step back. So just to come back from your university, a class of 18, only 3 ladies in your class. Today, you are a systems developer. You're also facilitating mentorship, and you're also thinking about ideas for small businesses to be able to generate income leveraging on technology. After 2019, after what has happened with COVID-19, has anything changed in terms of what you would tell your younger self when it comes to preparing for opportunities in the technology space?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think, and especially as a lady in STEM, I think there's always that fear, or we are not as assertive that as we are supposed to be. And I don't know why. I guess maybe it's because sometimes we are actually getting into a field of male dominated. But I think what I would actually tell myself is to encourage myself to actually be assertive more, and not to actually miss out on any opportunity. Because I think for me, there are some opportunities I missed because I felt like I was not able to do them.
Okay.
Yeah, at that point.
Okay, such as? So
maybe I would have taken the option of, okay, I've come to learn software development later.
Okay.
Because what I did, I majored in networks. And so
what is networks? Networks, is it laying fiber? Is it connectivity of hardware in offices, computer to printer to stuff like that? Or?
Yeah, so what you basically do as a network engineer is to ensure, on layman's language, is to ensure that you have internet.
Okay. And
ensure that at least you're connected to either a local area network in the office or also to the internet.
Okay.
So of course there are courses that you need to do for that apart from what you do in class. So those are some of the things. So I actually did that. I actually specialized in networks. But now later on in my life, I've now come to do a bit of system development and software development.
Okay.
So then what I would have told my younger self then would have been that you could actually take both opportunities. In as much as it's very time consuming, I think there would have been opportunity for that as well. Okay. To be able to learn networks and on the side also try as much as possible to do software development.
Okay.
But from where I stand, I really wouldn't say that I regret because we always learn every day and every time. So I think that would be so I would actually encourage, if it's possible, then you can actually have a feel of everything, because you realize that technology is very dynamic.
Yes.
So if you decide that you're not trying to find out exactly what is happening in the field, then at some point you will stop being relevant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you talk about being relevant, and you also talk about software development. Why is software development now something that you would pay attention to?
Because that links to so many other things. For example, if I can go back to the IoT point, yeah? Okay. Internet of Things. So if you're connecting devices to the internet, you need to have an interface to which, a user interface to which customers would actually plug into. It's just like a website.
So how I communicate, so for example, your company, if I'm mentee, I need to be able to find a way to connect with you through my phone and go through all the processes.
Yes, okay. That is also one of it.
All right.
And also, of course, for now, you can actually also do physical meetups and stuff like that.
Okay.
But from what we were doing, like the mentorship program that we had, we would actually have Zoom sessions with the mentees and be able to take them through some of the things. Some of the things they've actually developed, you actually see that those are projects that they've been able to work on. Okay. And they're actually solving problems that are actually happening, you know. So you can actually, you can find out that maybe there's something, like I was thinking to sort of come up with an application to enable my grandmother whenever she's having problems, you know, she's not able to speak at the moment.
Yes.
So I was actually thinking, how about just coming up with a very small application where if she needs anything, she just sort of taps up to that, taps that button, and then you're able to get a message saying, Shusho wants this or something, you know, just to alert you. So you see, for that, then you're able to actually reach out to people whom you cannot even, you are actually not even thinking of reaching to them. So I think those are some of the opportunities that we actually have. And I think for the ladies, we actually stand a greater chance, in the sense that there's goodwill right now for the ladies. There are organizations that are coming up to be able to support women in technology. We have Safaricom, they have a program they run for on women. We have Huawei, now there's Kamilimu, you know, there's so many other, there's so many other organizations that support that.
I want to take you back to the conversation about your grandmother and how you're able to help meet her needs, and just to tie it into the fact that today you can't be a big or small business and ignore technology. And I think what has happened with COVID-19, I think this is just another flattening where access to technology and the cost of it is considerably lower. So for instance, when you talk about trying to think about a development of an app for your mom, I mean for your grandmother, that's an idea, and they say an idea is 1% of the work. There's a lot more that needs to be done. But I came across platforms online that you can actually go and either pick already programmed app and create a mobile app and put your business name or your own name, or you can be able to do that. So it's interesting when you say that. And also looking at it as the way businesses are imagined today, what you're telling us is you can't remain static. So as an individual, whether you are employed or whether you are running a business, there's so many integrations that you need to find out. Even though you're not the person doing it, you need to be aware because things are changing so fast. So you always have to be at the forefront, but you can't ignore the element of technology and the asset of software development in building your business today. Oh, fantastic. I really like that. So I think we're almost coming to the tail end of this conversation. So when you see 2021, Jacqueline, from where you sit, the people that you mentor, the people who offer the mentorship, the company that you work with as a systems developer, what is the one thing that will be irrelevant when we get to the month of December? What is the one thing that if you don't have, you won't be able to have a conversation on technology?
I think one of the things that we really need to pay attention to is what we call cybersecurity. Yes, and as the reason as to why I'm saying that is because now when we have so many devices connected to the internet, then we definitely have to actually think of the security concerns that may then bring, and that then boils down to how secure is our data and stuff like that. So for that, for me, then I would actually then encourage people, even the small businesses, the medium-sized businesses, companies, to be able to be very interested in what is happening in the cybersecurity space. Just ensure that you're able to train your employees on how to be able to detect if there's any attack that's coming. You know, I think in the past year, we saw a lot of, you could actually get a link or a message that has a link. You've been told you want something and you actually didn't actually participate in that. So those are some of the things we really need to be keen to be able to check, because I think at the end of the day we may have the technologies coming up, but if we are not in a point to be able to secure the data that then we are using through technology, then it becomes a problem, because now we'll have hackers getting through, getting access to our data, which is also very important. So that would be key for me. Oh, fantastic. And are there is there anything that we should have covered in this conversation that I possibly didn't ask that you'd like to add? No, I think that is okay. And I think I would also want to emphasize on the part of hiring an IT expert. I think you also mentioned that. Because I think, so having someone who's able to have a big picture, or actually the entire picture of how you would want to lay your system down. So I think that is also important. So in as much as there's also a space to be able to learn, sometimes it just hire somebody. Where do you find this person? Actually, let me ask this question before we end, because if you're running a business, so for instance, if I decide I want to start selling things online, or I want to create a website, my background is not in technology. Is there a way that I can find somebody who can help me think strategically through what I need to do, and then I look for different people to plug in and provide, if it's cybersecurity, if it's integration of different systems? Are there spaces that I can get such services from? I think now that we have social media, there's a lot of advertising that happens there. So So I think that is one of the platforms that people could actually use to sort of advertise what they would want to do.
Okay.
So if you're sort of looking for someone to, say, develop, yeah? Of course, because now, you know, in the IT space, of course, we have forums and we have other platforms where you could actually get to them. But now for someone who's not in that space, then I think for me, my advice would be you can actually use social media to be able to advertise whatever you'd want to do.
And then figure it.
And then from there,
Okay.
you actually get people, then you can actually decide to be able to interview them. You can actually, and the key thing, especially for web developers, is they sort of have a portfolio where you're actually able to see what they've done before.
All right.
So for that, then you don't go in blindly. You're able to actually see that this person is able to make a website, is able to make an application, and this is how it looks like. So then from there now you can be able then to engage them. And that's
Okay,
it. Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That's all the time that we had today. Thank you so much, Jacqueline,
you.
for your insights. I hope this conversation has been worth your while, but we'd also like to hear what are some of the trends that you are looking at. Technology is certainly quite a broad conversation to have. You can't really finalize it in one day, but we wanted to have this conversation starting off. Some of the things that we've heard about automation of small, big businesses as well as large businesses. And then there's the element of strategically thinking about the use and leverage of technology to be able to enhance your output as a business. It certainly is an ongoing conversation. We'd like to hear what more would you like us to be able to address so that we can be here for you. That's all the time that we had today for this afternoon. Thank you for your time. See you tomorrow and have a good afternoon.